Hi, I'm Lynn Gibney, AccuQuilt's Chief Brand and Product Officer, and I want to welcome you to our new Mix and Match series today. In this new series, we want to inspire makers everywhere and help you create more projects than you could have ever dreamed. The AccuQuilt Mix and Match show centers around showing you how you can use the dyes you already own to breathe exciting new life into your fabric making projects, allowing you to save time and be more innovative. Before we show you, let me introduce you to our hosts for today, Pam and Erica.
Hi, hello.
Thanks
We're
for having
excited. The premiere show.
Yes.
The premiere show, Bobs and Bobs, I love it. All right, let's get this show on the road. As you can see, we are geared up and ready to explore with creative inspiration and new ways to take adventures with our dyes.
As always, we've planned a lot of fun with some great prizes, exciting project ideas, an inspirational new trunk show, and special offers available only today.
Oh, and don't forget, we have a special guest joining us to talk about some new ways to pair block-on-board dies together, or as we like to call them, bobs.
Bobs.
Bobs. For those of you who are unfamiliar, a block-on-board or bob die is a die that includes all the shapes you need to cut an entire block on just one die board. It's an AccuQuilt innovation and one that makes cutting and creating blocks fast and easy. Pam, Erica, I'm going to let you take over and share all the great ideas and inspiration we have waiting for our viewers today. Have fun on your adventures with Bob.
Thanks. We'll see you in a bit,
All
Lynn.
right.
All right, Quilters, we have so much fun planned for you today. In addition to our special guests, do you know who it is?
I do.
I do as well.
I'm
I'm
excited.
excited. We have two featured experts with Inspirational Challenge that you'll get to vote on in just a little bit.
That's right. But before we start, we want to share some exciting news, right?
Oh,
Okay.
no,
So
wait.
a little birdie told me that we had a flamboyance of flamingos land here in Omaha just a few days ago.
I know, I'm loving the flamingo dye. Okay, those flamingos are already shipping out, Quilters.
Yes.
So don't forget, the Go Flamingo dye is only available through the end of April,
Yes.
which I think is Friday.
Yes,
Friday.
soon.
They will be gone after that. So if
Loan
you've been
the
waiting, loan the coop.
Loan the
If you've been waiting to order, now's the time.
Now's the time. Okay. So make sure you pick up that flamingo
There we
before
go.
they fly away. We're just full of flamingo
We are.
little jokes.
We have so much fun.
Plus, when you order today, you'll be getting free shipping.
That's right. All right, let's not wait any longer. Let's talk about the stars of today. The
Yes.
Go Bob dies.
Great idea. I don't know about you, but I love a good bob.
I
or
do.
Bob on board die. It just makes it so easy to work through the cutting and get to creating your projects.
Right, because it's all on one die board.
Yep.
So as Lynn said earlier, if you're not familiar with our block and board or bob dies, they're designed to have all the pieces you need
Yep.
to make a specific block on just one die board. So you just take that die, cut all the pieces, and ta-da.
Ta-da, that's right. And they're all designed with you, the quilter, in mind. So by having those shapes laid out on the board, you don't have to do what Pam and I don't like, which is math, to figure out how to put those blocks together.
Yeah, Eric and I, we agree. This makes my
Yeah.
quilting heart happy when I don't have to do math.
Absolutely. And you don't have to take our word for it, quilters. We want to show you what we're talking about.
All right, but first, Erica,
Oh,
let's tell them about the special deal, because
Oh.
you and I are here, we have a party.
there's a deal.
All right.
Okay,
Today
great idea.
only for our folks who are watching. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes. Okay, we've got that deal, which is 27% off of your whole order.
27, because it's the 27th.
That's right. So enter the code MY27, MY27, when you're checking out to get that 27% off your cart. Plus, if you live in the contiguous U.S., you're going to get free shipping. Some exceptions apply, so be sure to check the website for the details.
Oh, quilters, 27% off. I can just, in my quilting head, think of so many dies.
So many.
Cutters, cubes, mats. It goes on
More
my 27.
bobs.
Bobs. All right.
Bobs.
We know you don't want to miss a minute of our show, but I want you to think these, I'm going to say these block and board dies are going to go quickly.
Yeah.
So think about all the beautiful things you can make by mixing and matching bobs together.
Yes.
So get your order in quick before they're gone.
To get your order in during the show, you can use your phone's camera to capture the QR image on the screen. It'll take you right to the site.
Now, if you don't have a QR reader, no worries.
Right.
You just open a new tab in your browser, go to the top of the page, click on the plus sign, and in that very top box, type in accuquilt.com/party to place your order. That way you won't miss a minute of our show.
That's right. You can also find these dies at your local AccuQuilt retailer. Now, to find the retailer closest to you, go to the top right-hand side of our website for the store locator.
And we know our dies and fabric cutters are an investment, so AccuQuilt offers fast and easy financing with either installments or
Yes.
split pay options. There we go.
There we go.
Say it low and slow. For more information on financing through AccuQuilt, visit accuquilt.com/financing.
Okay, now that we've shared the deal, let's get back to Bob.
Excellent. Today we're going to be featuring 4 bobs from our lineup.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you that these are probably our most popular bobs. Would
They
you not
certainly
think?
are some of our most popular.
Yeah, and I
They're-
think you and I have used them all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one is this one. It is called Hunter Star.
And
Okay.
this is one of our most popular. I love
Look at
this
this block.
traditional block. And we have made it so easy with the Bob die.
Yes.
Okay, let's show everybody how it works. Here's the die. Let's show them how we run it through the cutter and how we put that block together.
Absolutely. Okay, so first of all, this is on a 6x12 die board.
Yes.
So it will fit through all of our cutters, including our Go Me.
That's right.
Our Go Big, and our Studio cutter with the appropriate adapter. Now, all of the shapes are screen printed. That way you have easy piecing, right?
It's
and
such
easy
a
alignment.
great benefit to the Bob dies. It really is.
Right, and we've cut off these specialized dog ears, so you can just cut for days.
And those pieces, because of cutting those off, that really is a help when you're putting it together because that way the pieces all line up.
Right.
And so if you go to lay it out and they don't line up right,
Yes.
there's a hint. You should go back and check it
Yes,
again. You may have it
the-
incorrectly.
I agree. I've done that.
Yeah.
Especially on this block. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, to layer fabric, we're gonna show you how to cut a 2-color block, but you could totally make this scrappy. You could
Yes.
just do whatever your heart wants. So what we did was we measured from here to here, added a 1/4 of an inch on either side, and rough cut width of fabric, which is what we did here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do what we call fan folding. So Erica, how many layers of cotton can we lay on our dies?
Why, we can do up to 6 layers of fabric,
To
Pam.
6. All right, so we're gonna go back and forth. In the AccuQuilt world, we call this fan folding. So if you're reading instructions and it says fan fold your fabric back and forth,
This is it.
This is what it means, okay?
Yeah.
You wanna make sure it covers all the pieces.
Right,
So-
because if the blade isn't covered, you're going to be sad.
You are. And then quilters, you wanna make sure you have the appropriate size mat.
Yes.
6x12 die board, 6x12 mat.
Yes.
Today, my 27 will get you 27% off cutting mats. So today's a really great day
Ooh,
to
it
look
is,
and
it
see what kind of
is.
mats you have. Now listen, don't worry about getting new mats. We can recycle our old mats. You can put them in the recycle bin. I know quilters who put these in the bottom of tote bags.
That's great. That's
All right.
great. Well, and they're not egg salad. They're not going to go bad. So you can
No.
get extras so that you're prepared, right?
It's not egg salad. Okay, I gotta move my water bottle here. All right, here we go. So as it goes through the cutter, I'm using my Go Big today because I can.
Yep. If you had 2, you could cut 2 at a time.
You can. It's 4 inches wider than our Go fabric cutter, so we could cut 2 dies. Now, as it's gone through the cutter, static is built up, so we're gonna give that mat a little love and slide that mat, don't lift. Okay?
There we go.
And look at this,
Oh, you
ta-da,
got
I
it?
got it right
Okay.
here, yeah. Okay, so what you wanna do, quilters, we're gonna lay out a block right here for you.
Yep.
Now, you're gonna notice that there's pinks and whites.
Because
okay?
we're actually building 4 units
We
here
are.
for this block.
We are. Okay, and this is
Did you want me to build one?
Yes, please. This is
I thought
A,
you were just sharing pieces.
and this is AR,
Okay.
because AR stands for the right.
Right.
I know, I'm good. I'm just laying out my pieces. Listen, we could cut and sew so much faster if you and I just did this together.
All the
All
time.
the time.
All the time.
Okay, so here's our shape C, and then look, here's our shape B.
Yep.
Okay, so here's our shape B here.
Yep.
Look at this.
Yep.
And then you want to get A, and AR is right here. Okay? Now, the way you're going to know this is correct, quilters, okay? Remember how Erica said it's going to line up?
See how
So
that doesn't
see-
quite line up?
That doesn't line up, so I put my piece on wrong.
There you
There
go.
we go. And then you're going to do and sew that 1/4 inch seam.
Right. So
Okay.
we're just going to lay them out here.
Yep.
So then it seems backwards, it seems counterproductive, but this is how it's going to go together. And then that's this section right here.
Yep.
So 4 of those together will make your 12-inch finished block.
Right. And what do we always say when you get a new bob die?
Oh, make a test die.
Make a test die. Make
Or a test block.
Yep. That way you know how all the pieces go
Test your
together.
die and make a block. There we go.
There we go. Okay. So this is Hunter Star. So see how fast that went together?
Yep.
I love it.
Yep, and
And
I've made
truly-
so many things with this. It's a great, quick table runners, pillows. I mean, you only need one.
And I think that this was one of our very first bob dies.
It was an early Bob Day, it was, and it was one that really showed quilters how exciting they are.
Yes.
All right, now in a minute, we're gonna tell you about the challenge that we're doing today with our experts. But first, let's give something away.
Let's do.
Okay.
All right, today we're giving away some of these great block on board dies. And the
Yes.
first one we're gonna give away is the Hunter Star die
Yes.
we just talked about.
Okay, so drum roll, please. Whoop, whoop.
We're listening for the drum roll. There it is.
Can you hear it?
No?
Okay.
It's okay.
Well, let's go ahead. And the winner is Corinne B. from, oh my,
I feel like she knows Shrek from
in
far,
North Carolina.
Far. Yes.
Not
good
far.
job.
We're just going to say that. Now, if you would be so kind, maybe Fuquay, Varina,
Maybe, let's go with that.
yeah, send us a phonetic
Description of how
description
you
of
say
it,
your
and
city.
we'll say it again, I promise.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Corinne. All right, now we know that many of our quilters watching today already know about bob
Yes.
dies. So we're not just talking about individual bob dies. This is such a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
We're talking about show you fun ways you can mix and match
Right.
bob dies into beautiful patterns and designs. And I think you've done that.
Yes.
And I've done that. And it
Yes.
gives it a whole different look,
It
quilters.
really does. So today we're going to be joined by 2 of our experts who we have challenged to use 2 different bob dies together to create a beautiful and inspirational pattern for you.
I'm so excited to see what they're coming up with. We've had some amazing projects in the past pairing up different bobs.
Yes, we have.
This is just great.
Yes. And one of the most popular ones that we've seen was pairing the Hunter Star with the Arkansas Traveler die.
Yes.
One of our experts came up with last year.
It was stunning
It was.
and incredibly popular. And I've seen lots of people pair those 2 dies together. And the first person we saw use it was Barbara. She's one of
Yes.
our experts. And she did such a beautiful job with that. We invited her back for another challenge.
That's right.
Barbara's been quilting for over 20 years and has used AccuQuilt since 2008. Today she's going to be using those same 2 bob dies, the Arkansas Traveler and the Hunter Star, to come up with another new fun pairing. I can hardly wait.
I feel like this is a real challenge for her since she already did such an amazing project
Yeah,
with it.
she did, and it was fabulous.
Next up, we have Jeannie. Now, Jeannie's been using AccuQuilt products since 2008. She started quilting as soon as she was able to work a sewing machine, and she loves the accuracy and inspiration that AccuQuilt brings to her projects. Now, Jeannie is pairing the Snail's Trail die with one of my personal favorites, Hattie's Choice.
Oh, see, I think this is going to be really fun.
I do too. I do too.
All right, so the first expert we introduced you to is Barbara, who'll be working with the Hunter Star and the Arkansas Traveler.
Yes.
So we thought we'd share a little bit more about the Arkansas Traveler bob.
Okay, you've got that one
I
over
do,
there.
right here. Imagine that. There's a die for that.
There is a die for that.
Okay, so first of all, here is the block that it makes. Look at
Yes.
this. Ta-da. This is such a great block.
It is, and just
Now,
the
have you-
basic.
Have you
basic
ever
block.
made one?
You know what? I don't think beyond testing it, I have.
I have made so many Arkansas Traveler blocks.
But I really want to do a project with it. I keep looking for the right fabric.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, maybe Barbara will inspire you today.
I think she will.
Okay, so again, this is now on a 6x24 die board, so it will fit through all of our cutters, our Go Me, our Go Big, and our Studio cutter with the appropriate
That's
adapter.
right. That's right.
And again, 3 distinct shapes. Now think about this, quilters. We've divided them by color.
Isn't that
So,
great?
yeah,
I
that
love
really
that.
helps, okay? So shape A is going to be that 4 patch.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah, so that's what
yep,
we've got
these
right here
little
that we're
colors right
calling a
there.
4 patch.
And then we have B and BR. Again, we've screen printed.
Okay,
Yep.
right.
and C is the yellow block in the center. Now,
Perfect.
as I'm gonna lay out my fabric, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to sew it together, okay? So here's our B and our BR.
Yep.
Here's our C. And, oh, we have lots of this, so we'll cut them.
Oh, good.
Here's our shape A's. So Erica, when you sew those shape A's together like this, it's gonna create that 4 patch.
Okay.
You wanna press to the dark side, so
Oh,
your
okay.
seams nest.
Okay.
Then when you're sewing B, which is here, and BR,
Mm-hmm.
you wanna sew from the fat end to the skinny end and press your seams open.
Oh, okay.
Then it will lay
Great.
nice and flat. And the same with shape C. So from the fat end to the skinny end, press your seams open.
Perfect.
Now, 6x24 die mat. Erica, why don't they want to use a bigger mat?
You know, you're going to get a shimmy as it goes through the cutter, and you could get it could knock some of your fabric out of position. You wouldn't get as good a cut.
It's okay, I just knocked it off here.
Oh, whoops.
It's okay.
Yeah, that is the thing with a cord. You actually have to have it plugged in.
It's amazing how that works. All right, so here we go. Yeah, that bigger mat's going to shimmy that fabric, and you're going to be cranky about that.
Yeah, we don't want to be cranky. We want to be happy quilters.
We do.
I'm always happy when I'm cutting a project with my dies.
I do. It makes me happy.
I never used to like the cutting part.
No, for me, that was the hardest part. That's where I always made a mistake.
Yeah. The
It took
sewing is
so
still the
much
best.
time.
Cutting is work.
So much time.
Sewing's fun.
Yes. All right, we're going to give it a little love. Slide that mat down.
It is so staticky in the Dream Studio.
It certainly is.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
We're gonna get this. Here. Oh, sorry.
There you go. It's not a Band-Aid. Don't rip it off.
Don't rip it off.
Okay, there we go. So I'm going to tell you, always make a test block. So we're going to lay out our block just like this. So we're going to start with the shape A.
Okay.
And where's my gray mat? It'll be easier to see.
Oh yeah, that green is.
I know, the green
Yeah.
falls into the green
You know,
dough
we
mat.
love green, and then we go to put something on our green mat, and we go, oh, it disappears.
There it goes.
There we go.
Okay, so here's that 4 patch. So again, look at these specialized dog ears.
Oh, that's
It's
yeah.
gonna line up
Yep.
perfectly. Press to the dark side.
Yep.
Okay, and then B, which is here, and BR, which is here. And again, with those specialized dog ears, look right here how it's going to line up perfectly in that corner. Okay, and then shape C, which
There we
is our
go.
yellow.
Perfect.
Look at how fun
oh,
that
I love
is.
that. And so again, we've got 4 basic units that we're going to put together to make our 112-inch finished block.
Right, right?
All right.
All right, so I'm going to move all of this out of our way.
All this fun stuff out of the way. You know, pre-cuts would be good. You could use fat quarters, I think would be fun to use with this.
Yes. I made, the first one I ever did was completely scrappy. I just found some scraps and put it together. It was great.
I like that.
All right, quilters, we're going to check in with our experts in just a minute to see what they're coming up with to mix and match bob dies. This is such a great challenge.
It is. But before we do that, let's give away another bob to another lucky viewer.
Let's do that. Our next winner is going to receive the Arkansas Traveler bob die.
Okay.
All right, try it now. Drum roll, please. There we go.
Oh, Maestro's back.
Our winner is Kimberly S. from Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh,
congratulations. All right, Kimberly, we'd love to see your finished projects. Boy, if you're winning dies today, we want to see those finished projects.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Now, let's see that Arkansas Traveler in action and check in with Barbara to see how she's coming with her pairing of bob dies. So, Barbara, what paths have you gone down so far?
Hi, Erica. Hi, Pam. The path I'm on is adventure. I'm going to venture out and use the Arkansas Traveler and the Hunter Star, mesh them up to see what I can come up with. You know, both of these make beautiful quilts and beautiful blocks on their own. Over here, I've got the Arkansas Traveler, and you can see you can play with color. You can work with putting it on point. You can make hexagons, all types of different shapes just from your Arkansas Traveler. Same's true for the Hunter Star. Look, I pieced it just about every way you can twist and turn it to come up with different shapes with the Hunter Star. Also, bindings, borders. What makes for great bindings and borders? Standalone on themselves. But when we start meshing these together, we're going to have some adventure for sure. All of these angles and shapes would be very difficult to cut. And then when we're going to pair them together, you want that precision that AccuQuilt gives you when your cuts. So right here is one shape. This is C from Arkansas Traveler. I've got some B's from Arkansas Traveler. And then I've got Hunter Star. I've got some A's from Hunter Star and even put a B there from Hunter Star. So you can see that it creates kind of a little flower. What about a row of those in a quilt? And then one thing I do is I always cut my shapes out, figure the internal, external angles, and then I know real easily if things are going to fit together and work. Let me show you another example. What about this? Right here is an Arkansas Traveler block. I've got two B's on both ends, and then I had this weird shape to fill in. Well, I know that the angle I needed was on one of those shapes, A's from the Arkansas Traveler. So I can just sew this right on here, and then I would sew my other side on it. Get up there. And then I could trim it off to make this beautiful block. And then I came in here and added some Hunter Stars. Some are going this direction, some I've reversed the color on it. So that's where I've started with that. One more fast, easy thing before I take off is don't forget that you've always got the negative space on your die that you can use. So I could make a triangle and a square. If all else fails, take your one of your dies, make a block of the other one, sew it together, and run it through. And you could come up with some really neat, interesting designs for your next project. So I'm going to grab my two dies, nothing else, my Go Cutter, and I'll be back as soon as possible.
That a shelter dog.
Oh my gosh.
Such exciting things. I want to be inside her brain.
I do. That little Arkansas Traveler block she's making in the back, that's what I'm working on a quilt for Mason.
Oh,
I
fun.
can
Is he
hardly wait.
watching? Is it a
No,
surprise?
he's working.
Oh, okay.
He's working.
Okay, good.
I know. I can't wait to see what
You
she
mean he
comes up
doesn't
with.
go home from work and watch your every episode?
Totally should. He totally should. Actually, he does the YouTube videos, and so we kind of have this thing of like how many views we have on our YouTubes. All right, remember, once we reveal our final projects, we're going to be asking you to vote your favorite. So keep watching and see what they create, and so you can cast your vote.
That's right. Now, before we go on, let's take a minute and talk about another one of these great bob dies we're working with today.
All right, I love that idea. Okay, let's talk about Hattie's Choice.
Yes.
Okay, quilters, when I say that Erica can cut and sew this block in less than 10 minutes, that is a true statement. Because from the time we had rehearsal to the time we started, she cut and sewed a block.
I did.
So this is Hattie's Choice, and is such a sweet die.
I love it.
All right, so let's talk about the shapes. So again, a 6x12 die board.
6 by 12.
It's going to fit in all of our cutters. We have screen printed letters, right? Specialized dog ears. It's just great, okay? And actually, it truly is one of my favorites.
That's right. Okay, so it's funny because when you look at this die and you look at the shapes on it, you think that you might be able to use the shapes from one of our cubes to make this block. But actually, shape A over here is not an equilateral triangle. It's an isosceles triangle.
Right, people get those confused.
They do. And we do not have a diamond in the cubes. So you actually really can't make it out of the cubes. And we get that question a lot.
We do. Everyone asks us that. And as much as I love cubes, and I do, it's still always been worth it to me to have the bob dies.
Yes.
Right? Because here at AccuQuilt, they did all the math. They put together the corresponding shapes on one easy die board, run it through the cutter.
That's right. All you need to do is lay your fabric on the shape and you can have a block ready to go in just one pass. It's kind of magical.
And you can also make such unique patterns by using our bobs and changing the colorway.
That's right.
Quilt is a free platform that we have at AccuQuilt.com. It has a 6-minute tutorial. Look at it.
Yes.
And it shows you how to change colorway. It has, listen to this number, thousands of free patterns. Thousands. And so check it out on AccuQuilt.com.
That's right. All right, so let's take a look at how this one cuts and goes together. And really, seriously, I did make this in like 10 minutes.
She truly did. Okay, so here's the kite shape, and here's the diamond, and these two little isosceles triangles are going to fit on the outside here. All right, so we're going to lay our fabric down just like we did before. Remember, quilters, you can have 6 layers of cotton.
Yep.
Okay, what other fabrics can you cut? Erica?
Well, you know, if we weren't doing piecing like this, we could do wool, we could do minky, we could do the cuddle, you know, the
Yeah,
really soft
flannel,
stuff. But you can
denim.
also do denim.
Yeah.
You could do flannel. I did a flannel hunter star quilt one time.
I bet it was fabulous.
It actually was. It's very heavy, but that's what my daughter wanted.
I'm loving it. It's cold
Yeah.
here in the wintertime.
Yes, it is.
Some of our team is saying how cold it is in the Dream Studio today.
Yes, Pam and I are very comfortable, however.
We're very comfortable. It was 90 degrees yesterday in Omaha, Nebraska, and today we're wearing flannel.
Yes. That's because
We can.
we love a good theme, right?
We do. All right, give it some love. Get rid of that static. Boy, it is static.
It is.
All right, Erica, you want to just show them how to lay out these cute little pieces?
So this, again, just like the other ones we've done, we're putting together quarter units, even though they're not like squares. So we're
Right,
going to...
because I think that's what gets people a little confused.
I think so. I
'Cause
think
they're
so.
like, oh, I got to make a square, but it's not.
So kind of like if you were sewing a flying geese unit. You're going to sew one side on, press it open, then sew the other side on.
Right.
Then you're going to go back in, and once you've got those units sewn together, you're going to go back in and go ahead and put the kite shape on.
Yes.
You've got 4 of these little units with
right
the
there.
kite and the diamonds and the isosceles, and once you've got those together, you'll put 2 together on either side, sew your block together. It's going to line up for you perfectly.
It is. And again, we have those specialized dog ears. Now, I'm going to tell you, I can speak from experience. I
Yes.
did not lay out my pieces when I first sewed it. And then I tried to sew this here.
Oh, yes.
It does not work
It does
correctly.
not work correctly that way.
Okay.
You're very
Download
true.
the pattern, read all the instructions, not just some of them.
Yeah, yes. Now, one thing that I did, and I'm going to turn it over real quick, that worked
yeah.
really well, I pressed open my first one. I pressed this one over to the side, and then I pressed
Oh.
towards my kite shape, and
Right.
that let me marry up, lock in
Yes.
those points at the center, which I think really helped get that perfect point.
It's beautiful. Good job. All right, Hattie's Choice.
Hattie's Choice. Okay, so I'm excited to see what Jeannie comes up with for inspiration. She always comes up with something so
She is
creative.
so
The
creative.
things she has done with flamingos,
For days.
oh my gosh.
All right, I just love when we have her here to share our ideas. But before we go on, I want to give away one of our Hattie's Choice
Oh,
dies.
yes. Okay, so the winner of a Hattie's Choice die today is... Oh, good, good, good. Ruth S. from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Congratulations, Ruth. You are going to love this die. It is so great for like scraps and small projects. And
Oh, table runners.
Table runners
I know
for
it sounds
days.
like that's all I make, but I do make other things.
I know, I do as well. All right, Quilters, don't forget today only because Erica and I are here. We're having a party.
That's right.
We have a special deal because it's the 27th. 27% off your entire order. Just enter my27, MY27 when you're checking out to get 27% off everything in your cart.
Right.
Things like cubes and mats and bob dies and cutters.
Yeah.
And if you live in a state that does not social distance, if it's right next to you, you're going to get free shipping.
Okay. Now, we know you don't want to miss a minute of our show, but these bob dies will go quickly
They
when
will.
we show you all the great things that you can make by mixing and matching them together. So get your order in before they're gone.
All right, let's check in with Jeannie. Jeannie, tell us what direction you've started with.
Well, ladies, I found that I could go in 3 totally different directions when I started to work with these wonderful bob dies. So the first was to just make a quilt top using each of those bob dies. So to look at each of those and change the colors around and see what I could come up with. And then the second direction that I could do was to take those 2 different bob dies and combine them together into one quilt top and see which way that would take me. And then the third way was to take each of those individual shapes on both of those bob dies and combine them together to make another type of a quilt top. So all of those things were very fun to make. Well, as you can see, I used Electronic Quilt 8, which is now available for purchase from AccuQuilt, and I used it to take these blocks and set them in different settings so that it would create a different looking quilt top. The first one, I just rotated each of the blocks so I got these secondary patterns. And then in this one, I took the Hattie's Choice And by combining it just in a straight setting, you can see that you get this secondary diamond pattern. Then I took both blocks, one is the Hattie's Choice and the other is the Snail's Trail, and I combined them together to get an even more unique quilt top. Next, I wanted to take some of the shapes from each of the blocks and make a different block than what it was designed to make. So first, you can see that I took shape E and used only E to make this particular block. And on this one, I used the quarter square, D, or triangle, and I came up with this combination. This one uses C, D, and E. If I could get it in here right. There we go. And then on my next one, I wanted to use that shape B. So I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them of shape B. And by doing that, I recreated the same size shape as E. So I also used shape E. And then the last one over here, I used shape A, our little square. And I used that and made a checkerboard in the center. Then I used shape C as quarter square triangles to make these particular triangle setting. And then I used shape E. So those were all made using the snail's trail, but of course it makes a totally different looking block when you start moving those shapes around. So as you can see, my mind was spinning in all sorts of directions, and I had all sorts of ideas of things to come up with for my challenge quilt, and I can't wait to share that with you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I am always inspired by what Jeannie comes up with, but I love the value of these bob dies and how you can make blocks and pair them with each other and change it up with color and moving the shapes around. What she did with labeling those shapes was genius.
Oh, it was. And you know, she cut those shapes out of paper, because you can cut paper
Yes,
with
you
our
can.
dies, and marked them. And I just think that's brilliant to sit around and to say, oh, this is shape B, and I can make a 9 patch, and it's just great.
I'm visual. I love being able to see that and lay it out.
Our quilters can be so inspiring, and I can't wait to see more from our experts. But before we go on, let's show our quilters how to use that snail's trail bob that Jeannie was working with today.
That's right. Now we have 2 sizes of the snail's trail die.
We do.
So we have a go big version.
Here, I'll hold it up for Miss Chelsea.
Okay. And that makes a 12-inch finish block.
It does.
And that die will only fit in the Go Big Electric.
If you have a machine with a handle, the 12-inch block will not fit through there.
So buy an electric, because I love this.
27% off today.
There
we'll
you
ship
go.
it to you free.
But we also have one that is on a 10 by 10 die board. I'll let you hold that one up.
There we go.
That will fit through a Go cutter.
Yes.
And this one makes an 8-inch finish block, which is really adorable size.
It is darling. I just
is
really
so
think
cute.
it's so fun. Okay? So again, think about which cutter you have and which die you need.
Yes, so now's the time to snatch this little gem up.
Yes.
For sure.
Let's show you how to lay fabric on this die and show you how it's done.
This is one of my favorite dies for pre-cuts, because it's on a 10 by 10 die board and it's perfect for layer cakes.
Okay, we had this conversation earlier about this, because in my quilting head I never thought about that. But you could totally, because you need 2 colors. Right? So you need the blue and the white. So you could make the entire thing scrappy with your layer cakes.
Yes.
And then it'd have a solid.
And have a solid.
That's brilliant.
Isn't that?
I want to do that.
I haven't done it yet, but it's in my head.
Okay. All right. Well, do you not have layer cakes in your stash?
Oh, certainly.
For days.
Do we not all?
Always. Oh, okay. So let's talk about this. You're going to need 2 colors, okay? Because here's 2 A's. You need it in both blue and yellow. Blue and white, or whatever colors you want to do it. We've given you all those little specialized dog ears.
Yeah,
right?
It's going to go together really well. So you can just 1 layer of each color, and you've got a whole block. You've got a whole block cut. I love that.
Okay, have you ever made snail's trail without a die?
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that.
No. Why would you do that? There's 2 dies for that.
Yes.
I know, but if you did it, you would probably use like paper templates or something, do you think?
Yeah, yeah.
Think how long it would take you to cut all of those pieces.
It would take a long time.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. Look how fast we're going to cut all
Yeah,
the
this is how we're
pieces.
going to cut our block. There we go. What, 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you could do 6 layers, so you could actually cut 3 blocks in just one pass through the cutter.
Okay, it just doesn't get better than that.
Okay, give it a little love. Slide the mat, don't lift.
Now, like we've talked about so many times, you want to do a test block. And
You do.
the only trick really to making this block, really, it's a chain piecing project, is
Yes.
going ahead and keeping track of your pieces, because you're going to start in the center with a 4-patch. That's all it is.
Right.
It's a little 4-patch. And then you want to keep track of your pieces because you're going to be building out. And you're just going to keep turning a quarter of a turn, because you're going to be starting with that 4-patch. You're going to put these, you're going to put
Those are
one side
quarter
on,
square triangles.
quarter square triangles. You're going to put the other side on, and then you're going to go to the next layer and do the
Yes.
same thing.
And those are little half square triangles. We can build this. Okay, so look, and I'm going to tell you, have you ever sewn this wrong?
Yes, as a matter of
Yes.
fact, and others have as well. We had a sample made for us that was
Let me move this
actually
down here.
quilted, bound, and everything, and it was wrong.
Yes.
So keep an eye on keeping your pieces together. And I'll usually sew just 1 or 2 of these blocks at a time.
I do 2 at a time, because then it all works.
Then
'Cause
it
then you
does.
can just chain piece for days.
And then our next layer out, here we
Yes,
go.
is C. So, okay, again, we're building the white. That's what I try to
So you
follow.
want to track your white.
Yeah.
Your
And
arms are
they're
longer.
opposites. Yeah. And again, if you can sew a 1/4-inch seam quilters, you can make this block for days.
And we're just going to keep building it out.
Yep. Okay. I do
And
love
you get
snail's trail.
that swirl. And you
Yeah.
can make it with 3 colors too. You can make it with more colors. I always think of it as a 2-color, but you can do it with more colors than that if you want to.
I know. I think that's fabulous. I do like the idea of just getting layer cakes and just doing that
Just
in the
doing
background.
that and with a solid background. I like that.
Yeah. All right.
Look how fun that is.
Look at that. Ta-da, ta-da. Look how fast we did.
Great
So
chain
just like
piecing.
Erica said, I did 2 blocks at a time, and I just chain pieced, and then I pressed to the outside, right, as it goes through.
Yep.
All right. This is
All right.
snail's trail.
That is snail's trail. All right. I want to see how Jeannie uses this in her final project. But
Oh, yes.
let's give away one of these great bob dies,
Let's give
shall
away
we?
the Go version.
I think so.
Okay.
So then we've got our special guest coming.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're excited about that. But first, we're going to give away the snail's trail die before we forget. So this is the snail's trail bob that we're going to give away.
Okay.
Helen Kay from Lakeside, California.
Congratulations, Helen.
Oh, that's great. You're going to love this
You're gonna
die.
love it.
You really will.
All right, now in just a minute, we're going to show you this amazing trunk show. Lynn's going to come back and join us. But we wanted to take a minute with our special guest who's joining us today.
Yes, I've been looking forward to this so much. We have Lori Miller sharing her new EQ8 block library that's now available to help you mix and match cube dies, bob dies, and more.
Brilliant.
Lori, tell our quilters what you've been working on with the block libraries and why they're so great.
Hi, AccuQuilters. I'm so excited to share with you my brand new products. I like to design my quilts using EQ8 quilt design software by the Electric Quilt Company. This software allows me to quickly create beautiful quilts. I can change colors and fabrics and use a variety of blocks. So I'm proud to announce that I've created 4 add-on block libraries for EQ8. And these block libraries have blocks that are sized to match AccuQuilt dies, so you can easily cut them out with your AccuQuilt cutters. Let's take a closer look. I created 4 add-on EQ8 block libraries. The first library is the Gocube Mix and Match Angles and Corners. It features 216 4-patch blocks that you can find in the AccuQuilt Cube brochure. There's a file for every size cube, so you can find the one that matches what size you own. The next library is also for the AccuQuilt Go Cubes. It's called 9-Patch Party. Inside are 60 gorgeous 9-patch blocks to use in your quilt designs. From beginner to challenging, there's sure to be a block for you. Next, there's the Block on Board or Bob Set 1 library file. It contains 20 of the most popular Block on Board die blocks, including Hattie's Choice, Snail's Trail, and Storm at Sea. And finally, the new kit on the block is the Block on Board or Bob Set 2. It contains another 20 popular block-on-board die blocks, including Arkansas Traveler, Crazy Quilt, and Double Wedding Ring. These files are easy to install into EQ8, where you will find them in the block libraries under My Favorite Blocks. There they will be ready to use in any quilt project you design with your EQ8 software. Let me show you how easy it is to create a quilt using some of the Bob library blocks. You can see I've added several Bob blocks from the library file in this project. Let's create a quilt using the 8-inch Hattie's Choice block. And we're going to color the binding. This quilt is very pretty by itself, but many quilters like to mix and match Bob's and cube blocks. Let's add the 8-inch snail's trail into the alternating blocks. EQ8 lets you easily change colors or fabrics in your designs. Let's recolor the snail's trail. Beautiful. Now let's take a look at another quilt I've designed with the very same blocks. This is just in a new colorway with the blocks set on point. I didn't want to piece the partial blocks, so I just added setting triangles on the sides. Let's try another combination. Let's take the 12-inch Arkansas Traveler and join it with the 12-inch Hunter Star. I just love the secondary patterns that appear when you combine blocks. And now here's another quilt with the same two blocks again, set on point. We still have our Arkansas Traveler and our Hunter Star, and I've added some borders. Think of the possibilities of combining your favorite Bob and cube blocks to design your own unique quilts. The best part is that once you have your fabulous design, you can cut it all out with your AccuQuilt cutter.
Thank you so much, Lori.
Oh, I love that.
It's such great inspiration. And I just love that we have these AccuQuilt blocks now available to use in EQ8. I know we have a lot of quilters who use that electric quilt design software to create their own quilt designs. And this should be another thing that saves our customers so much time.
Yes.
Plus, if you've been waiting for the right time to buy EQ8, this is the perfect example of how it can make quilters' life easier. You can actually purchase EQ8 on our website.
That's right. Just type in EQ8 in the search on the AccuQuilt site or visit AccuQuilt.com/EQ8 and you'll find the product page. Now to find the block library downloads after making your purchase, go to your confirmation email and click on the blue download link next to EQ8 Files Download. You can also check out more from Lori at LoriMillerDesigns.com.
Remember, quilters, these videos live on our Facebook and YouTube pages.
That's right.
You can always go back and rewatch them. Maybe you want to check out the blocks we used today or the inspiration that Lori gave us. They live on our Facebook page and YouTube.
That's right. Good reminder. Now, in a few minutes, we're going to be revealing what our experts have created for their final project. After the reveal, we're going to ask you to choose your favorite.
Before we do that, we're in such a giving mood.
Yes.
And some of our partners want to help make this a super sweet party. Our friends at Island Boutiques and Northcott Fabrics have lovely fabric for us to give away today.
I know you're going to love the selections that they picked out for us to give away today. Our first fabric winner today is, can we get that drum roll? Karen V. from Grand Junction, Tennessee.
Congratulations. Listen, it's yummy, yummy boutiques.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
You're going to love it. Okay, so as much fun as it is to give things away,
Yes.
I can't wait to see what our experts have come up with from mixing and matching with their Bob die projects.
Oh, me too. I'm so excited. All right, let's check in with them now. Barbara, what did you come up with for your final project?
Well, I'm back. Remember, I only took my Arkansas Traveler, my Hunter Star, and I was determined to use every piece on my creation. And behind me, you have the Go Yellow Jacket picnic quilt. These are yellow jackets, and that's a flower that they're zooming in on. I used every single shape on both boards to come up with this design. Let me point a few out. Right here, I've got shape C from the Hunter Star. I made some setting triangles, and they work perfect because the bias is in the right place and the straight of the grains at the bottom. Remember that little flower I showed you? Well, I made some baby bees and they fit right in here with these diamond shapes. I also used shape B from Hunter Star to come up with some more shapes for the flower. So here you have it. I've got all the shapes from both boards. Great picnic quilt to take on my next adventure.
Oh my
That
goodness.
is adorable.
That is super cute.
I want to be in her brain. I want to know
do.
how she comes up with these great
I
ideas.
do. Yellow jackets. Think about what a fun picnic blanket
Oh my
that would
gosh,
be.
it's perfect. Okay, well, Jeannie, what did you come up with to share today?
Well, I had all those ideas swirling around in my head, and I came up with this for my challenge project. And it utilizes a lot of the shapes from the Hattie's Choice. Here it has diamonds, it has the kite shape, and it has the isosceles triangle from that Hattie's Choice. And then I also used the half square triangles from the Snail's Trail for the center of this. And I put all of those shapes together and arranged them to make a lot of movement on here. And I wanted it to be an unusual shape when I finished. And I've put it together so that I can use it as a table topper or I can use it as a wall hanging. And I also put the backing on it so that I can put a pillow in here. I've got some Velcro on there and the two things overlap, and it'll take a 12-inch pillow form and I can use it as a pillow. So I thought it was a very versatile project. And I call it my Diamond Trail pillow. So I hope you've enjoyed the things that I could do with all of the different shapes on our wonderful bob dies that we were using today. And I hope that you have the courage to go out and experiment with your different bob dies and see what you can come up with and make. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness, Jeannie.
Yes.
That is such a creative idea.
I love
the whole
shape.
Yes, and it's not a square.
No.
That's the thing I love the most about it. And you can't even tell that it's like the snail's trail die.
No,
Just
you
just
can't at
amazing.
all. You're so right. This is going to be such a hard choice for viewers.
Yes, but we don't have to choose.
We don't, because I don't know which one I would vote for.
No, they are both stunning.
Okay.
All right, quilters, voting is now open. If you're watching via our registration link, and the voting box is found in the chat section just below where you type.
And if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, just type your favorite into the comment section and we'll tally them at the end of voting. Will it be Barbara and her stunning Arkansas Traveler Hunter Star combo?
Or Jeannie with her exciting Snail's Trail and Hattie Choice pairing. Quilters, it's all up to you.
All right.
All right, remember our special event offer today until 12 midnight Central Time is 27% off your site-wide. You're going to use the code MY27, MY27 at checkout. If you live in the contiguous U.S., we're going to give you free shipping. Now, if you're new to AccuQuilt and you're not sure which cutter is right for you, no worries, we got you covered. At the end of our show, we have segments on each of our cutters, so you can learn and decide which cutter is right for you.
That's right.
Now, I can tell you, I'm going to recommend the Ready, Set, Go. So I'm going to come back here.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about all the things that come in the Ready, Set, Go. So the Ready, Set, Go includes our Go fabric cutter, which is our manual cutter, lightweight, portable, weighs like 15 pounds. It comes with the 2.5-inch strip die. Erica, what do you use 2.5-inch strips for?
Everything.
Everything. Borders, binding, sashing, jelly rolls, cornerstones, the whole
So
shebang.
many things.
It comes with a 10x24 cutting mat, because what happens if you try to use a die without a mat?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Our 8-inch cube, which are 8 dies combined together, makes 72 mix and match patterns. Erica, where can they find those patterns?
They are inside well, some of them are inside.
Yes.
But they're all available as a free download on our website.
Yep. And our good friend Eleanor Burns wrote this great book called Gocube, and it's a pattern book that has projects and quilting ideas using the cube system, and a little die pick to help you get your dies clean. All right, so everything you need to start
Everything you
quilting,
need, just add fabric.
just add fabric. And it's even better because today with the code MY27, you're going to receive a discount of, are you ready?
Yep.
Over $120.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll ship it to you free.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
It's just fabulous. It comes in one great big box. It's called the Ready, Set, Go.
All right, so while everybody's voting, we're going to go over some incredible quilt projects.
We have some really fun ideas.
Yes. Now, Lynn is going to help us, and she's
Yay,
going to
Lynn's coming
share.
back.
So come on back, keep voting, because voting's going to close after the trunk show. So get your vote in now.
All right. We've
My
got some-
Hattie's choice.
It is, and it's a cute little pillow with great colors in it.
It is, and I think it uses one of the companion sets, doesn't
does.
it?
The companion set angles. So you were thinking about bobs and cubes and bobs and bobs. It all works great. But Lynn, you have a fun story about this.
I do. I actually made this project as a prom giveaway at our high school,
I
and I
love it.
used our high school colors, and I used jean material as well.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
how fun
I
is
remember
that?
It was adorable.
How
Yeah,
fun
it
is that?
was-
Excellent. So you don't always have to make a quilt. You can make a pillow.
That's right.
Yeah,
There we go.
and that's a nice big floor pillow,
Okay,
too.
now next is one that Lynn really loves. This is called the Antique Americana Throw Quilt.
All right. So it's
yes.
back here. This is just gorgeous, and we really love the quilting on this one. If you can see that
It
with the
is
fun
great.
squares with the rounded corners, and so this could be a fun scrappy. This could be denim as well if
It
you
could.
really
Yeah,
wanted to
you
do
could.
that. Use upcycle your fabrics.
And you could make it bigger. The thing I really love about this is the negative space that the Arkansas Traveler, those white blocks create.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even look like the Arkansas Traveler die. I really like this one.
Yeah, that is great.
It's beautiful.
All right, and
right.
here's another fun one.
Oh, this is the swirl wall hanging pattern.
So this is our Go version of the Snail's Trail die.
Right, so this is the 8-inch finished
And
one.
I love the batiks because it creates that variegated color, right?
It's just like the ocean waves. I
It
just
is.
love it.
It's really pretty, and it's scrappy, which we all think is great. So again, don't you think you can make this like a weekend project? This would be really fast.
Oh yeah,
and
it's a
easy to
big
make.
chain piecing project. And Lynn, you liked the quilting on this one too.
Yeah, I love it when you choose the quilting that really almost it's soft and curvy versus the sharp edges of the snail's trail block.
Little opposite there.
Yeah.
Right. It's darling.
All right.
So cute.
And then here's another version.
Oh, this is the Sunset Trails wall hanging pattern. This is a fun one too. And really, it has such a different look than the last one, doesn't it?
It does. Colorway makes a great difference. And we talk about this all the time. That's the beauty of Go Quilt, is that you could put this pattern in and create a completely different colorway. You could do blues to purples or pinks to red. I just love it. This reminds me of sunsets, though.
It does.
It's just so pretty. And I do love a good batik.
Great use of negative space on that one too.
yes.
Yep, it really flows.
All right, and Pam, you're familiar with this
Yes,
one?
yes.
this is actually the project that I made when we were testing this die.
That's right. It's the
So,
Arkansas Traveler Table Runner is what this one's called.
basically, I went home in the afternoon. I took up a whole bunch of scraps from my stash and sewed it together. I literally made it in an afternoon. Added the binding and quilted it simply. And I just wanted to really make sure that all of the pieces were going to go together, and they did. I mean, just such a great die because of those specialized dog ears.
Yeah, I think it was a challenge. Pam, can you make a table runner in,
Yeah.
She did.
in an
She
hour?
said, here, can you take this and have it done by 5? And I said, sure. So we did. It was
It looks
fun.
like
out
summer.
great.
It looks like summer to
It
me.
does.
Okay, this one is the Guiding Star Throw Quilt pattern. And this is the Arkansas Traveler again. We've got it set on point, and it gives it such a different look, doesn't it?
It does. And I do love when we take those bob dies and turn them on point. I think
do
it just
too.
makes it so different.
It's like the stars, and then we've got stars in the quilting. We've lost Lynn completely
Yes,
behind
there.
this.
There's Lynn.
Wasn't sure.
It's usually me. I usually am the short one
There we
that's
go.
lost.
And again, a great project to use with our Go Quilt and change the colorway.
Yeah,
I love that
the extra large white border too.
Yes.
That really makes it look modern.
Yeah.
Well, and then that orange binding really
Yes.
pulls
you would
it all
love
together.
this. Orange is one of your colors.
Orange is John Roberts' favorite color.
There you go.
Yes.
All right, here is another fun pillow.
So this is the jeweled Hunter Star pillow pattern, and it's all the pieces from the Hunter Star die, but it just doesn't look like the Hunter Star die, right?
Right. So there's those big triangles in there. We're going to put 4 together to make a square, but you can still see that cute little star pattern that creates there in the center. You don't always have to make a quilt. You can make a pillow.
Right, and you don't always have to make the block that's on the die. You can use the shapes
Yes,
to make
that's
different
right.
blocks.
Yeah,
So-
Jeannie showed us that with the snail's trail. I think it's
Right.
brilliant. Thank you.
It's a great lesson.
All right, so here's my favorite.
Oh, look at
Oh.
this.
Oh,
this,
this
Hunter
is
Star.
just the classic 2-color Hunter Star.
So Lynn, have you made Hunter Star before?
I
you made it?
have,
And
yes.
did you make it 2 colors or scrappy?
I did, yes. I love a good white and blue quilt.
Oh,
That's
there
my
you go.
combination.
Too.
There you go.
I
And
made a blue and white one too.
I have not. I have not made Hunter Star other than blocks. But again, a great way to just use those 2 colors. You could make it totally scrappy. We've seen some amazing quilts with this. This is beautiful. And wasn't Hunter Star one of our very first bob dies?
It was one of the very first, yes.
Yeah, wow.
Inspired us.
Classic pattern
It
and
did.
all sorts of new look.
All right, well, I'm taking this one with me.
Okay.
It's my favorite.
If we can't find
Now
it
we know where
later.
to find it. That's right.
All right, quilters, voting is closed. So
Okay.
we're going to start tabulating.
All right, and while we do that, let's give away this last fabric bundle here. So we had 2 different ones that we're
Yes.
giving away today. Now remember, our friends at Island Boutique and Northcott Fabric have provided this selection of lovely fabric for us to give away.
So beautiful.
They're very yummy.
Listen, Eric and I were trying to think of ways to sneak it out into our stash.
So
but
pretty.
It's okay. We're going to give it away because we love our,
That's right.
viewers.
That's right.
Our second fabric winner today is Carolyn L. from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Carolyn.
Have fun with
We
it.
listen, if you win dyes, if you win fabric, we want to see your finished projects.
Oh yeah,
You can share 'em.
post them on Facebook for us.
Yeah. All right, quilters, our team is done counting. And we're going to see who won our inspiration challenge
right.
today. Is it Jeannie with her Diamond Trail pillow?
Or Barbara with her Yellow Jacket Picnic Quilt project. I don't know. This was a tough choice.
It was. Both projects were so unique and so beautiful and such a clever way to use those 2
And
dyes.
so completely different
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yes. All right, and today's winner is. We're waiting for a drum roll. There we go.
There we go.
Barbara!
Congratulations,
Barbara!
Oh my gosh, I really didn't know which way that was going to
No,
go.
because I think both of them were so brilliant.
They were.
I mean, just to
They
take
were.
those dyes and to make completely different projects,
Yes.
just beautiful.
But that Yellow Jacket Picnic Quilt, it does. It just screams picnic, doesn't
does.
it?
It does. It does. So congratulations to Barbara, and thanks so much for Jeannie
Thank
for
you
all of
so
her
much,
creativity.
ladies.
All right, remember quilters, our special offer today is 27% off site-wide. You're going to use that code MY27M2MY27 at checkout. Plus, if you live in the contiguous U.S., we're going to ship it to you free. So if you bought all 4 bob dies.
All 4.
Okay, so they were, let's talk about them. Hunter Star.
Yep.
Snail's Trail.
Yep.
Arkansas Traveler.
And Hattie's Choice.
And Hattie's Choice. You would save over $72, and we're going to ship it to you free.
Oh, and don't forget mats.
Don't forget mats. Those are also 27% off today.
To get your order in right now, you can use your phone's camera to capture the QR image on the screen. It'll take you right to the site. Now, if you don't have access to a QR reader, you want to open a new tab in your browser, go to the very top of the page and click on the plus sign. In the top box, type in accuquilt.com/party to place your order. That way, you won't miss a minute.
Now, you can also find these 4 dies and other bob dies at your local AccuQuilt retailer. To locate a retailer near you, go to the top right side of our website and look under the store locator.
Quilters, don't forget we have financing options.
We do.
For more details, visit accuquilt.com/financing. We want everybody to know the joy of quilting with AccuQuilt.
All right.
So we love having you join us for our special events. We look forward to having you here and to hearing all your comments. Make sure you join us right back here next Tuesday on May 4th because we are going to release our new Die to Try Die of the Month, and you won't want to miss it. We won't tell you, we can't tell you anything else, but we promise you're going to love it.
I promise you there's one right over there.
But we're not
Be
gonna
sure
show
to
you
register
yet.
for the event. Join us at 12 noon Central Time for that very first look. Okay, I have to tell you, this is our new Die to Try is really going to be fun. I
It
think
is.
people are going to love it. You don't want to miss out.
And with every new reveal, we'll have plenty of quilting inspiration.
Yes.
So if you haven't signed up yet to be a member of the AQ Circle, you want to do that so that you get all of our emails and are among the first to know about, well, everything, as well as new products.
All right. Now, if you like this show, be sure to join me every Wednesday, which is tomorrow, at 12 noon Central Time, because all good things start at 12 noon
That's
Central
right.
Time, for AccuQuilt Live on Facebook and YouTube. I showcase a die, give you some fun ideas for projects, and we always have a sweet deal.
What are you doing tomorrow?
We're talking about the Go Dinosaur die.
Oh, dinosaurs.
We're making the petrified forest wall hanging. I'm excited about
fun.
it. It'll be fun.
If you can't wait for even more AccuQuilt fun, then visit our blog. We cover everything there, from organizational tips and tricks to project tutorials from our amazing group of go-getters and
Amazing.
everything in between. In fact, be sure you register so that you're notified every time a new blog goes live.
I did that. I subscribed.
I'm so happy
I know.
because sometimes I talk about you in my blog
I
posts,
know,
so you really
and I
should
have
be
to
reading
read them. I know. It's like, okay. All right, Quilters, Erica and I, we've had a great time with you today, and we're going to sign off. If you've been waiting for our show to end to buy, now's the time.
Now's the
The
time.
link right here, and remember the code MY27, MY27, is only good until midnight Central Time, and then it goes away.
Yep.
We want to make sure you get your goodies before they're gone.
Yes, and remember with AccuQuilt, you have a ton of ways that you can cut time.
So you can quilt more. See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Tuesday.